Okay, last thing for this program is the magazines themselves, because often people call and say, well, how do you disassemble a magazine? It's fairly simple. Works the same for either the 10-round capacities or the high capacity magazines. If you look in the bottom of the base of the magazine, the base plate, there is a small hole with a small plastic part sticking in there that's kind of spring-loaded. All right. So what we're going to do is get a very stout punch or a very stout screwdriver, because we need to kind of muscle this thing off. If you think about what's going on here, the base plate has two small cutouts that are on the sides, and the magazine body has two small ears that correspond to those. And so when you push this thing on there, it locks itself in just by the plastic pressure of the plastic, elastic pressure of the plastic itself kind of spreads out, especially when you put rounds in there. It spreads it out a little bit and it captures the base plate. So to facilitate the removal of this, like I said, get yourself a stout punch, put the punch in there, okay? It only comes off one way, that's towards the front. And then there's only one way I've really learned how to do this, and that's kind of to stand on it a little bit. I mean, I get up here like this, and I really want to put it on my lap, and then I'm just going to go ahead and get my shoulders up on top of it and just pop it off, just like that. You heard it pop, okay? Now, it's still kind of captured on there. You could sometimes muscle it off with your thumb, but I'm just going to go ahead now and grab the punch and just pull it off a little bit, and then I want to make sure that I capture that spring with my thumb, okay? This thumb right here. So as I pull this guy off, I'm going to make sure that the spring doesn't go flying across the room, and I'm going to go ahead and hold on to the base plate. Do it rather slowly for us, and there's the spring. And this guy inside here is the floor plate, okay? And you see how it's orientated, okay? And there's the spring itself. And there's the follower. And the follower basically captures the spring, okay, right there, just loops around. There's no need to take that apart. That's pretty obvious. So a lot of times you want to take these apart to clean the interior. If they get dusty and dirty and you hear them making a whole bunch of noise in there, you want to clean out your tube. Just, you know, you can wipe it out, or you can even wash this thing and let it dry completely. And then I'd suggest you could dust this off, or you could wash it off, but let it dry completely. And you really don't need oil on these. If you were so inclined, you could take a small rag that has just a tiny little bit of oil on it and just rub it down. But don't soak these in oil, because it's just going to attract dirt and dust and grime. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to take this follower, put it back up there, make sure it orientates itself in the right way. It will seat itself. And you see, it can only go in one way. You really can't put it in backwards, okay? It just doesn't want to do it. So it goes in one way, the spring goes in one way, all right? Up it goes. Floor plate goes with the detent up, the little piece of plastic up. Capture that with your thumb. Get that set in the right spot. All right, and I had it backwards, so there it goes like that. And again, you can't really mess this thing up because it only goes one way. And then take your base plate and slide over. If you look inside the base plate right here, you'll see the cutouts I was talking about. Okay, and there they are. And you look over here on the magazine, you'll see the magazine body, the little ears of plastic that I was talking about right up there. Okay, that's what I was talking. So they're going to intersect at some point here as soon as I get this thing orientated to go on. You see the round part of the base plate matches the round part of the magazine. The square part goes towards the back. Get this thing started, and you just have to force that on a little bit with a little bit of pressure over top those ears. And there it is. It's assembled.